Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Fadilatur Rahma. You can call me Dila. I'm from TBIA. Okay, do you know what I'm doing here? Well, I'm here to tell you about some of my unforgettable experience. I think everyone must have an unforgettable experience for them. Whether it's a happy, sad, scary experience or something else. So I hope that by sharing this story, my experience, it can entertain you all. It can also motivate you all, and hopefully it will be useful. Okay, happy watching. In this life, I have many experiences that I think are unforgettable. From happy experience, sad experience, and experience that feel between happy and sad. And here I will share my experience that I think are special. So this story will start with me returning home from boarding school and working as a skewer maker until I become a university student. Every morning I went to work and return home in the afternoon with a decent wage in my opinion, until it was time for college registration to open. And I wanted to register myself to become a student through the UMPTKI and the route. However, there are some obstacles. Namely, my NISN is not active and must be taken care of the center. With this problem, I had to apply to the regular independent route, and finally I registered for college through regular independent, and I began to complete all the requirements and also began to take the test. And finally, the results were announced, and I passed with an English major. Then I was really happy because my dream of being able to go to college could finally be realized, even with minimum economic constraints. Finally, a few months later, I received information about the KP Kuliah Scholarship. With this information, I registered myself, thinking that maybe there was an opportunity for me to ease up on paying tuition fees. I applied for the scholarship with my 5 classmates. I began to complete the paperwork and take the test. If you don't pass the first test, you will be disqualified. And on Tuesday, when the first test was held, it was precisely the academic test. The test was held offline, but the questions were sent to each other's mobile phone. Meanwhile, at that time, my mobile phone was still old school, while using Samsung Duos, and the condition quickly dies, and if it is dead, it will be difficult to live. And well, sure enough, when I entered the link, but I could not access it repeatedly. I tried, but still, even though I was helped by the mobile phone supervisor, I still could not access it until the friend in the room were halfway through doing. The service clerk also helped by lending me his mobile phone, but I still could access it. A friend who was in the same room as me, who I didn't recognize, offered to help. but only after the answers has been submitted. And I thought that if I waited for my friend, when would I do the question? Meanwhile, working on the question took approximately 1.5 hours and 90 minutes. In the room, I had started to shed tears, but I held back so I would get judged by the others. And the time to finish the test was about 25 minutes away, while I still called excess. Until finally the supervisor who supervised in my room, who entirely did not care, offered for me to use his mobile phone to do the question. I started working on the question with a sense of happiness and anxiety. Happy because I could work on it even though I didn't use my own mobile phone, and anxious because the time was tight, and when the time had come I had finished all the question. I resigned myself to the result rather than being sure that I would continue to the next stage, because I saw from the way I was working on it that I was in a hurry because I was chasing time. But I'm very grateful to be able to pass to the next stage, which is reading the Quran and practicing prayers. And thankfully luck was with me at that time until arriving at the last stage, namely the residence survey stage. The supervisor who surveyed my residence was curious about my residence because during registration my file were incomplete in photos of the house, kitchen, and bedroom. After the supervisor surveyed my house, his curiously was answers as to why my application document were incomplete. Well, because I deliberately did not include a photo of the place of residence, because my family and I only live in that place. I don't have a house, and the place of residence is just a right to my father's brother. And finally, after carrying out several processes, the result come out which determine who the names of the scholarship recipient were. Of the 167 names of scholarship recipient, one of them was my name. Masya Allah, tabarakallah. I was so happy that I wanted to cry, but I was embarrassed, so I didn't cry. Maybe that's all I can tell you. Hopefully it's useful, and from the story we can learn that there are still many good people around us, but with circumstance that cannot help. And also from the story, everything has its time, and if we intend to learn, there must be an easy way. Maybe that's all. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.